Welcome to Live Interactive English. Hello, everyone. I'm Mike.
And I am Karen. Today we are looking at part 1 of a trip to the movie theater. Yay!
Yay! When was the last time I went to the movie theater? It's been a while.
You haven't been to the movie theater in a while?
Well, I mean, during COVID, they were kind of closed,
oh, that's
right?
true.
And maybe since then, I think like twice.
That's it?
Yeah, I mean, there haven't been a whole lot of movies I want to watch in a movie theater.
So how do you watch movies now?
Everything ends up on TV like a month later, right?
That's true. You don't have to wait for a long time.
That's true. And plus, I discovered, especially with the Marvel movies, these are like 2.5, 3. I gotta go pee. I gotta go to the bathroom. I can't sit through. And they give you that drink that's like this big.
That's true.
You know, so sometimes just staying home and having my own snacks and a pause button, it is nice. But there is a magic to the movie theaters. I will not deny that. Being in that dark room, the big screen, the loud sounds, it can be a lot of fun. Have you noticed differences between seeing movies back home in Canada or in America and seeing them here in Taiwan?
Well, in Canada, we didn't have assigned seats.
That is a big difference.
Whoever gets there first, you get to pick your seats first. But in Taiwan, we get to choose our seats, right?
That's true.
If you book them early.
Right. Which do you prefer? Going there early and getting a good seat or just doing it all online or...
I prefer doing it all online.
Okay, I did have one experience. It was a little weird. It was a movie. It was a Tuesday afternoon, a very serious, sad movie. Nobody went to this movie. I was sitting there waiting for the movie to start. A girl came in with her popcorn and her drink. She looked at her ticket. She walked right up the aisle and she sat right next to me. And it was really weird and awkward because that was the seat that she had on her ticket. This is here in Taipei.
She follows the rules.
She followed the rules, so I said hello, and she said hello. And so we sat there for a few minutes, and she offered me some popcorn.
She did?
She did, and I was like, no, I'm okay. And then the movie started, the lights went down, the movie started, and she turned and she said, I'm gonna move. And I said, no problem, that would be fine. It was really weird, but then someone said maybe the lady who sold the ticket thought you would be a good couple.
Maybe.
So maybe she was setting us up. It didn't work. Cute. But it was very sweet, but slightly weird. So going to the movies can be lots of fun. It can be an interesting thing. And actually seeing movies in different countries can be a really interesting little cultural experience. So let's take a trip to the movie. We have a couple of friends here who are going to go through the whole process of getting the tickets and getting ready to enjoy their film. So let's check it out. Wendy and her American friend Abe approach a ticket counter in a movie theater. A staff member greets them.
Hi, welcome to Movie Land. How can I help you? 2 tickets for the 8 o'clock showing of Space Commander, please. Of course. And where would you like to sit?
Can't we just decide when we're in the theater?
No. In Taiwan, we reserve specific seats when we buy tickets.
Okay, well, I'd like an aisle seat in case I need to go to the bathroom.
Good idea. Also, let's go for a middle row. I hate being too close to the screen.
All right, so the title is, wow, this is surprising, A Trip to the Movie Theater. That makes sense because that's what we're doing. Part 1, which we'll begin with right now, is buying tickets.
That's right.
It's always a good idea to buy tickets, otherwise you're sneaking in and that's against the law and you can get in trouble. So yeah, buy tickets. Buy tickets before the movie.
Okay, so today we have a dialogue. So Wendy and her American friend, Abe, approach a ticket counter in a movie theater. A staff member greets them. So greeting someone just means saying, hello, how are you? What can I do for you? So greeting them. So we have 2 characters. We got Wendy and Abe, right?
Okay, and the staff member, because
right.
she kicks things off. And she says in a very normal, professional way, hi, welcome to Movie Land. How can I help you? That's a pretty standard, how can I help you today? What do you need? What can I do for you? You know, in other words, please tell me what you want. It's my job to make you happy, or at least to sell you tickets. And they want tickets, I guess.
Yeah, because they're at the movie theater.
Right.
Okay, so now Wendy says 2 tickets for the 8 o'clock showing of Space Commander, please.
Space Commander?
Ooh, so that is the name of the movie, Space Commander, and they want the 8 o'clock showing. The movie starts at 8 o'clock.
Right.
So what's commander? A commander is someone in charge, especially in the military, who gives orders and leads a group. So I guess this movie sounds like an interesting movie. It's set in space and Space Commander.
Okay, I've never seen it. I think it's fake. But I'm imagining a Star Wars type movie. Yes.
Exactly, something like that. Okay, so our example sentence could be, our commander made us feel confident before the battle. And usually that's what commanders or what a leader would do. You want to make everybody feel good and confident before the battle, right? Believe in themselves.
Very much so. Now, commander, I think it might be a rank in the British Navy, but it's not in most, so captain, lieutenant, general, colonel, these are the ranks, right, that they might have, but a commander just covers all of those guys, the guys who give the orders to the soldiers who then go off and do the fighting and stuff.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。这次绘画主题是看电影实用英语。Wendy 带她的美国朋友 Abe 去看电影，他们来到电影院的售票柜台，想要买2张《太空指挥官》这部电影8点的那一场的票。Commander 这个字就表示指挥官。Mike 老师刚刚有提到一些军阶，像是提到 Lieutenant， 它通常是指中尉。Colonel 则通常是指上校，那文中用到 showing 当名词，则是表达放映、播放的意思。接华课文中。
All right, let's get back to it. So, 2 tickets to the 8 o'clock showing of Space Commander. So the lady there helping them says, of course, and where would you like to sit? So from that, we know that we're probably in Taiwan
That's right.
or other countries, because as we mentioned, in America and Canada, at least we know, you don't choose where to sit. They just give you a ticket to that time. You go into the big room and you find an empty chair wherever you want. But in Taiwan, it's kind of like buying a ticket for an airplane or for a concert or something. You have to get your seat a number and they will write it on your ticket. So Abe, who we know is from America, is a little confused at this different system they have here. So he says to Wendy and maybe also to the staff member, can't we just decide when we're in the theater? Isn't it kind of like a fast food restaurant or a bus or an MRT where you just sit in any empty chair? You don't have to pick your chair at the local fast food restaurant, do you? No.
So I guess Abe has never watched a movie in Taiwan, so he doesn't understand how we do it here, right?
He's confused.
Okay, so now Wendy says, no, in Taiwan, we reserve specific seats when we buy tickets. And that's what we were talking about before, right? So we have assigned seats, but in North America, we just go in. First come, first serve.
Exactly right. That is to reserve a seat. And at a movie theater in Taiwan, and as I mentioned, on a train, on a long airplane journey, something like that, or in a restaurant or a hotel. If you want to use something in the future, you can plan to do it now and make sure that that space, that chair, that table, that room in the hotel, it will be held available for you when you decide or when you go to use it. So when you buy a plane ticket, you get a seat number. When you call a restaurant on a maybe Saturday night when it will be busy, they'll say, we will keep a table for 4 people for you as long as you show up at that time ready to go. If you don't show up, well, the plane will leave without you. They'll give the table away or you won't be able to sit where you want to sit. So it's a good idea to plan before, call ahead or do it online. And that act of keeping that thing for you to use later is to reserve. Gary reserved the table for 1 o'clock, lunchtime at his favorite restaurant, and he probably had a table for 2 or 4 or 8 or whatever.
That's right. And we're also looking at this word here, specific, and that is an adjective. Specific means relating to one particular thing or idea, like a specific toy or a specific color, and is used to make things clear and exact. So for example, you can say, I only feed my dog specific foods. So I don't just give him anything that I eat. So I only give him the specific kinds so he stays healthy.
Right. There's many types of toys or colors or dog food, but you want to be very careful and exact or specific. Back to the dialogue. Okay, well, says Abe, I'd like an aisle seat in case I need to go to the bathroom.
That's
Smart
you.
thinking, Abe. He's probably watching a Marvel movie. So he wants an aisle seat in case he needs to go to the bathroom. In other words, in case he needs to get up and leave the theater for a moment to come back. An aisle seat is one next to that place where you walk up and down in the theater, right? The rows will often be A, B, C, D, up to whatever. And to get up to the top, you will walk in the aisle. The other time you might be wanting to reserve an aisle seat is, again, on an airplane, the place where they walk up and down and push the cart and serve the food from to either side. That's the aisle. It's like a path or a passageway between rows of seats. In an airplane, again, if you're going to go to the bathroom and people are sleeping, you don't have to climb over them. You stand up and you can easily exit and come back in the aisle.
And now Wendy says, good idea. Also, let's go for a middle row. I hate being too close to the screen. That's true because I have sat actually in the first row before at a movie theater and I was going dizzy.
Yes, definitely. You're always looking up the noses of the stars.
Exactly.
It's very, very weird.
电影院售票柜台的工作人员问 Wendy 他们想要坐在哪里 ，Abe 感到很困惑。不能进到影厅之后再决定吗？那么 Wendy 向他解释，在台湾买票的时候就要先选好座位。那 Abe 他想要一个靠走道的座位，以防要去洗手间。Wendy 则是提议选中间排，因为他不喜欢离荧幕太近。老师们刚刚就聊到坐第一排看电影的经验，除了这个荧幕太近看得会头晕，而且你抬头可能只看得到演员的鼻子，感觉很奇怪。Mike 老师有提到 weird 这个字 ，W-E-I-R-D。Weird 这是形容奇怪的、怪异的。那课文单字 reserve 它是动词，表示预定、预留。Specific 是形容特定的、特有的。Aisle 则是表达通道、走道。那我们直接滑课文中。
All right, well, I think they've done a good job of getting their seats. They've picked the row that they want. They'll be on the side near the aisle, so that'll be good for Abe because he might have to go pee. And we're going to be back because, of course, before we get into the theater, there's one more thing we got to do. We have to get some food and drinks to enjoy. So we'll be doing that after the break. Wendy, Abe, and the staff member continue talking.
Would you like any snacks? We have a special Space Commander package at the moment. It's 2 sodas, 1 large popcorn, and 2 hot dogs for just 250 NT dollars. I'm not sure about that. Eating hot dogs in the dark can get a little messy. Do you have any other packages? Yes, our standard package includes a large box of candy instead of hot dogs. It's 150 NT dollars.
That sounds good to me.
Okay. You can fill up your sodas at the dispenser over there. Finally, what flavor of popcorn would you like? We have salty and sweet, or you can have a mix. Mixed?
You read my mind.
All right, we are back from our break, but it's not time to take a break in our getting ready for the movie. We've bought our tickets. We're not going to the theater yet because we have to do number 2 dialogue, ordering snacks and drinks.
My favorite part. Okay, well, Wendy, Abe, and the staff member continue talking. So we have this dialogue, and now they're going to order some yummy snacks and drinks. Okay,
cool.
so what does the staff member say now?
All right, well, the staff member continues to serve them very nicely, and she says, would you like any snacks? Yeah, in the old days, you would buy your ticket and then go over to another place and buy your food. Often now you buy it as one big package, and they give you a piece of paper that you give over later, and you get your snacks. So they decide all these things at one time. The staff member goes on to tell them, we have a special Space Commander package at the moment. They'll often have special things that kind of, they call that a movie tie-in, that kind of, tie in or relate to the movie. So what is the Space Commander package? It's 2 sodas, 1 large popcorn, and 2 hot dogs for just 250 NT.
That's actually not bad at all.
It isn't too bad. Of course, the movie ticket will be another 200 to 300 NT or whatever, but this will save you a bit of money, and you get all that food, 2 drinks or 2 sodas, a large popcorn, and 2 hot dogs. And probably the sodas, sometimes they come in a special cup, and it will have Space Commander on it, and
I was thinking
designs and drawings. So if you're a fan, you can take that home afterwards. That might be interesting. But Wendy, she's got a bit of an issue about this package.
Right. So now Wendy says, I'm not sure about that. Eating hot dogs in the dark can get a little messy. Do you have any other packages? That is not true, Wendy. I have tried that before.
It's easy?
Doesn't get messy.
I'm just worried because mustard, you put mustard on.
Yeah.
If you get mustard on your clothes are done. You can't wash out mustard.
So you've never had a hot dog in the theater?
No, I don't eat a lot of hot dogs.
You just have to be careful. If you're careful, and that is fine. I enjoy having my hot dog and popcorn and the churros as well.
You're so cool. I'm a boring popcorn and drink guy.
That's it?
Well, I usually eat before the movie.
Really?
I do, but partly I'm afraid of being messy.
Oh, okay, so what does it mean when I say messy? So that's an adjective. Messy means something that is dirty, untidy, or disorganized. So for example, if you spill the sauce in the movie theater because of the hot dog, and then that would be very messy.
Yes.
Or for example, you could say, we got messy when we were playing in the mud.
Oh, okay. Or there's foods that you can eat that are perfectly fun and fine, but sometimes you get stuff all over. You know, a juicy hamburger can be messy.
Greasy fried chicken.
Guabao can be messy. A taco or something like that. You know, you'll get it on your clothes, you get it on your hands. It's okay, but it's not the kind of thing you serve to the King of England when he comes to visit, maybe. But yes, it might be hard to eat messy foods in the dark because you might end up getting a messy shirt or whatever, and that's not so good. So what other things do they have that might be a little easier for Wendy to eat? The staff member says, yes, our standard package includes a large box of candy instead of hot dogs. It's 150 NT dollars, so a little cheaper. They'll get candy, popcorn, and 2 drinks. Is that something that might appeal to Abe?
Oh, well, what does Abe say? He says, that sounds good to me.
Okay, Abe is gonna go for it. So he also doesn't really care about eating hot dogs in the movie theater. And depending on the candy, yeah, that could be fun. You can get some popcorn and some candy, so you can enjoy 2 types of food and not worry about getting mustard and ketchup all over your clothes.
在第二段对话里，工作人员问 Wendy 他们要不要买点心。那目前就有太空指挥官特惠套餐，新台币250元，包含了2杯汽水、1份大爆米花，还有2只热狗。Mike 老师这时候有用到 tie in 这个名词 TIE 连字号 IN， 那这可以表达与电影搭配推出的产品。好，那么 Wendy 听到套餐内容觉得不太好在黑暗中吃热狗可能会弄得有点脏乱。Mike 老师也说，也许衣服会沾到芥末，这样就完蛋了。好，老师说的这个 mustard M-U-S-T-A-R-D 就是表达芥末。好，那么单字 messy 这是形容脏乱的、凌乱的。Karen 老师在讲解单字时有提到 untidy， 在 tidy 前面加上 un， 它是表达不整洁的、凌乱的。还有提到 disorganized， 在 organized 前面加上 dis， 那这是形容缺乏条理的、杂乱无章的。解华课文中。
All right, back to our dialogue. So now they've decided. The staff member says, okay, you can fill up your sodas at the dispenser over there. So this is somewhere it's sort of self-serve drinks, right? They have that machine. You can pick what you want. If you're really crazy, you can mix 2 of them. Ooh, some people do that. So they can do that on their own and also choose how much ice maybe to put inside. Finally, they ask, what flavor of popcorn would you like? Yeah, another decision. We have salty and sweet, or you can have a mix. So there's kind of 3 choices, only salty, only sweet sugar, or you can have salty sweet mix.
I usually get a mix. How about you?
Salty.
That's it?
I'm a traditional guy.
Really?
My wife likes the sweet, so sometimes we get the mix.
Okay.
Or sometimes we just get our own. I sit there. And
That would be a
sits
good
there.
idea if you like different things.
Yeah, well, it's good because she won't steal from me and I won't steal from her. We had that word dispenser. A dispenser is basically a machine or some device that gives things out, often in sort of measured amounts. You might also say the soft drink machine over there, but clearly it's something that you will go over. They'll have many choices. They'll give you a certain amount, a cup or something like that. We can also find a candy dispenser somewhere. You put in a coin, turn a thing, you get a small handful of candy. Or maybe you've gone to the zoo and they have a way to feed the animals. They might have an animal food dispenser. It'll give you a small amount of food or nuts or seeds. You can give them to the animal, but it's a small amount so everyone can share in and enjoy the fun together.
That's right. Okay, so now Wendy looking at Abe because after this question, she's trying to decide if she wants salty or sweet or she wants a mix of salty and sweet. So she said mixed?
She says it as a question, as if this is her idea or maybe also her suggestion,
And then
what
see
she
if
would like.
what Abe would say.
And Abe goes, no way! No, Abe goes, you read my mind. Meaning that's exactly what he was thinking. It's as if Wendy has magic powers and she can read his thoughts because he wanted mixed as well.
Wendy 他们选的标准套餐有1大盒糖果、1份大爆米花，还有2杯汽水。那工作人员就提醒他们可以去那边的饮料机装汽水。Dispenser 这个字就表示分配器或者是分发装置。而工作人员问他们想要什么口味的爆米花，有咸的、甜的，还可以选混合口味。这时 Wendy 就看着 Abe 问他混合的怎么样。Abe 回答 You read my mind.Read one's mind， 它是指猜出某人想什么，看出某人的心思，对某人心中所想了若指掌。假设朋友提议去买手摇饮，你心里也正好在想这件事，这时你就可以说 You read my mind, I was thinking the same thing。你会读心术我也在想同样的事。我们也顺便补充2个跟 mind 相关的片语，一个是 change one's mind， 表示改变主意，例如 I've changed my mind.I don't want to go to the party tonight. 我改变主意了，我今晚不想去参加派对了。第2个补充 speak one's mind 表示说出心里话，坦率直言。例如 Don't be afraid to speak your mind. 别害怕说出你的想法。好，这句话课文中。
That was easy. No fighting over the popcorn.
That's true.
That's a good beginning to a movie. And a great beginning to our look at going to the movies. Thanks for joining us, guys. That's all the time we have today.
But don't worry, we will be back and give you more.
The movie hasn't even started yet. See ya.
See you guys next time.
Wendy and her American friend Abe approach a ticket counter in a movie theater. A staff member greets them.
Hi, welcome to Movie Land. How can I help you? 2 tickets for the 8 o'clock showing of Space Commander, please. Of course. And where would you like to sit?
Can't we just decide when we're in the theater?
No. In Taiwan, we reserve specific seats when we buy tickets.
Okay, well, I'd like an aisle seat in case I need to go to the bathroom.
Good idea. Also, let's go for a middle row. I hate being too close to the screen.
Wendy, Abe, and the staff member continue talking.
Would you like any snacks? We have a special Space Commander package at the moment. It's 2 sodas, 1 large popcorn, and 2 hot dogs for just 250 NT dollars. I'm not sure about that. Eating hot dogs in the dark can get a little messy. Do you have any other packages? Yes, our standard package includes a large box of candy instead of hot dogs. It's 150 NT dollars.
That sounds good to me.
Okay. You can fill up your sodas at the dispenser over there. Finally, what flavor of popcorn would you like? We have salty and sweet, or you can have a mix. Mixed?
You read my mind.
最 后我们来复习今天课文里的单字文法。单字的部分有 commander 是名词，表示指挥官。Reserve 是动词，表示预定、预留。Specific 是形容特定的、特有的。Messy 是形容脏乱的、凌乱的。那文法的部分，我们学到了 read one's mind 表示猜出某人想什么，看出某人的心思。Change one's mind 表示改变主意。Speak one's mind 表示说出心里话，坦率直言。好，那以上这些讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Hey, 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 it's KiWi on the street. I'm Kiki. And I'm Winnie.
And today, we're playing at the playground.
Not sure what to call those things you're playing on?
Don't worry, we gotcha.
Ever wonder why they're called the monkey bars? Well, it's because you end up looking like a monkey when you go on them.
Whee!
Kiki,
I haven't done this since I was a kid.
Be careful!
I'm okay.
Get up!
Hey,
You're 911! No!
I never really got the point of seesaws.
Yeah, let's go.
You know what, Winnie? I think after such an exciting day at the playground, especially since we're so old now, I just like chilling on the swing set.
First of all, I'm not that old, you're old. And second of all, I will say I agree, it is nice to just chill and not do anything, you know? I bet I can go higher than you.
What? No. Whee! I'm going higher.
Aren't you afraid of heights?
No. As long as I can go higher than you. Whee! Uh-oh. How do I stop? How do I stop? Okay, don't forget to follow us on our Instagram. And remember, if you want to learn how to say something in English, you can DM us or email us. Winnie, anything else?
Kiwi later!